Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida. And guess what? We got something a little bit different. We have this 2019 Subaru WRX. This particular one is one of just 500 that were produced that's part of the Series Grey edition. But before we dive into this special WRX, let's talk about what my goal is with this review. I know a lot of you are big fans of this car, and I know a lot of you want to snag up a pre-owned one. Now, when you go pre-owned, you have lots of different choices. There's a whole assortment out there. Where should you be spending your money if you want to get a 2015 to 2019 pre-owned Subaru WRX? This is where I really want to showcase that. And I really think that this cool gray khaki is really the standout, especially with only 9,000 miles, if you could believe that, one owner, and like I started off, one of 500. Now, if you are watching this video, you probably are fully aware that the WRX, has been around since the early 1990s on that Impreza chassis platform. Really was where Subaru laid the groundwork. They had the legacy, they did a lot with that in rally racing, but boy, oh boy, when they switched over to the Impreza chassis, WRX and the WRX STI, things just came alive, championships, wins, and everything else. And really there's a cult following for this particular type of vehicle. Now, if you don't want to go full bore to STI, what are you getting when you do go WRX? And like I said, if you're going pre-owned, is this 2019? Do you want to find one just like this, or maybe get down to Walker Ford and buy this one? So let's go ahead, let's find out, is the Series Grey, this pre-owned 2019, the one to get and park in your garage and drive and enjoy every day? Right off the bat, the color, so unique, really just fits the vehicle to a T. And what's great is that they only made it for the Series Grey edition. So if you went and got a 2020, you can't get it this color, at least on the WRX. So up front, you're gonna notice you're gonna have your great headlight design, LED daytime running lamps. What I love about the WRX, you're still getting that classic round style fog lamp down below, a little bit of fake vent, which I am gonna zonk. I don't know why they didn't just leave that smooth, but other than that, really has a great look. And if you are going this generation of WRX, like I said, the 2020s, you really can't tell much difference between a 2019 and a 2020. Now, as you come across the grille, since this is a 2019, they did do a refresh in 2018. So this would be the second year of the refresh. They reworked the whole front fascia. The grille got a little bit smaller, but wider, gloss black, and then this nice metallic, almost like that carbon flash metallic that you would find on a Chevrolet Corvette. The previous owner, he wanted to be reminded that this is a Series Grey, so he made this cool little block-off plate here that says Series Grey. All of this is from the factory, and this was part of that refresh style. I love the flat black, and I really love the extra aggression that it shows when they went to the refresh. Now, when you get up onto the hood, you're gonna get that iconic hood scoop, nice and large, fully functional, because remember, underneath the hood, we have that FA motor. It's a 2-liter flat 4 turbocharged engine. Intercooler is sitting right up top. Love the rise, love the opening, and that it's functional. It's not a pencil box. You're not gonna put, your gloves in there or something. It's a functional hood scoop. How many cars have that? Not many. We come around the bend. When you go Series Grey, you're getting this particular setup. So you're getting the upgraded wheels. Love the style, that nice gunmetal gray finish really makes it stand out. It's an 18-inch wheel, 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall, all 4 corners. You're gonna get the upgraded performance brake package, which gives you different pads, and you get that red caliper finish on there, which is another nice touch. But I love the design, especially with the color looking great. Now you're gonna get blacked out badges, starting with that WRX badge. Whether you go STI or WRX, you get the same great flared out fender look. That side vent on the Series Grey, you're gonna get blacked out mirror caps, just like the badge. Everything on the side is your standard WRX STI affair. Now, the previous owner did something that a lot of Subaru people love to do. They put the roof rails and the crossbars up top. Obviously, you could use them. A lot of people just like to have them there for an aesthetic look, but it's nice that they're already there, and if you don't want them, guess what? You could take them up, but those are easily $300, $400, $500, and this one already has it. So coming towards the rear, you have your shark fin antenna blacked out. What I also like is that the windows are not tinted. The reason why I like that is because let's say you bought this one, you don't have to worry about, well, was the tint done right? Do you like the amount of tint? Is it too light? Is it too dark? You could do it your way, just as if you bought it brand new. So it's nice that the windows aren't tinted. We get to the rear, you're gonna get that very tasteful trunklet spoiler. Love the style of it, especially the way it dips down in the center. And then of course, just like we have the black badging and the other black touches, you're gonna have your blacked out WRX, Subaru with that all-wheel drive badge, everything blacked out. And then of course that quad tip exhaust and rear diffuser looking good. From the back, this has looked exactly the same way since 2015. But why don't we pop that hood and check out that 2-liter flat-4 turbocharged engine. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Another good piece of information, like I said, this engine, this vehicle only has 9,000 miles, one owner, and it's totally stock. I highly advise, if you're gonna get a pre-owned WRX or an STI, try to find a stock one. It'll save you a lot of headache, and it may cost you a little bit more, but guess what? The cheap always comes out expensive. Underneath the hood, you can see the opening and the rubber seal for when you close the hood. There is your top mount intercooler, that 2-liter inline, I'm so used to saying inline, flat 4 turbocharged engine. So you're looking at 268 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. Of course, we have all-wheel drive, that symmetrical all-wheel drive system. MPGs, 21 in the city, 28 on the highway. The vehicle weighs right around 3,260 pounds. 0 to 60, if you know what you're doing, is gonna go by around 5.2, 5.3 seconds. And just really a nice driving, really rewarding, a car that rewards you as you drive it, which is great to feel. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and hear that flat 4 turbocharged engine. All right guys, we're inside the Series Grey WRX. Now brand new, this was over $34,000. No price yet listed on the Walker Ford's website, but I will put the link to their website in the description so you can check it out as soon as they go live with that. But this is a one owner, only 9,600 miles. Let's see what you get for that money in 2019. To the door panels, nice soft touch material, like that leather material with the red contrast stitching. Really gives it a nice look. No gloss black on the door panel, which is good. Door pocket though is on the smaller side. Maybe 3 tacos from Taco Bell. Hold the jalapenos and get yourself a nice bottle of Coca-Cola to wash it down. Soft touch material, a little bit of gloss black, and then you're gonna get that nice dual screen. And what I like about the dual screen is that the top screen is all the important information, your boost gauge, the different readouts, which is great. And then as you work your way down, you got this 6.5-inch screen, no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and no navigation, but it is that Starlink system, and it is easy to use. It just doesn't have a lot of extra tech to it like a lot of other cars have. You got your start-stop button, your standard AC controls. You could easily put about 12 Twinkies in here. Just stack them up. You got a 12-volt, which is great, real easy to use. WRX stamped in the actual frame here, and then you're gonna have that 6-speed manual transmission. Not as good as the STI, but still nice to have a manual transmission. I like the optional STI shift knob. It's got the perforated leather, really fits nice in the palm of your hand. Good old-fashioned e-brake. You got your 2 cup holders, your traditional standard key fob from Subaru. It's a nice touch. It's a little large compared to some others, but it's very classy and it feels quality, which is good. Heated seats. Don't love the armrests in these WRXs if you don't get the optional raisable one. It's kind of on the low side, but you open this up and you could probably put 6 Snickers bars in there, 2 USBs. I wouldn't put any more than 6 Snickers or you're gonna just crush your nuts. You have a 12-volt. And then of course, when you go Series Grey, you got the Recaro seats. Love the leather, the embroidery, the piping, the Alcantara. The one thing though, is you would think the bolstering would be really intense, but it's not. And that may be a good thing for you, but these are stock STI bottoms. And then the difference is the Recaro back. I got lots of headroom in here, ton of headroom, but why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2019 Series Grey WRX. All right, guys, business time. What I love are the touches, especially the aluminum dead pedal, clutch, brake, and throttle. And if you like the heel toe or you know how to heel toe, so easy to do on these WRXs and STIs. Steering wheel, leather wrapped, flat bottom. Love the baseball style red stitching. It reminds me of when I was a kid and Ken Griffey Jr. signed a baseball for me. Maybe I'll find him and have him sign the steering wheel. And then you got the dash, backlit LED, tack, speedometer, all analog, and then you have that nice digital display in the center. Easy to read, easy to understand. Visibility out the yin-yang. Let's check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like riding in a Series Grey WRX. All right, guys, the great news about the WRX is that you have 4-door usability and you don't have to have a boring car. You could have a fun driving car, very rare car, and one that's totally stock, like I said. Same amount of great headroom. Armrest, yes, we do have one. Nice height, 2 cup holders, same great material. I love the red leather and the dark leather, the way it matches perfectly. But let's check out the trunk space, and then I know where we're going next. We're gonna hit the open road. All right, guys, another big asset of the WRX is the amount of trunk space. So you pop open the trunk, look at that. We have original floor mats in the plastic and the all-weather Subaru mats. It really shows that the previous owner loved and cared for this vehicle. The seats will do a 60-40 tango, and you can literally put a ton of stuff, things that you're gonna need for a track day or an autocross event, you could get, especially with folding down the seats. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this WRX for a spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're in the 2019 Series Grey WRX. Here we go, second gear, on throttle. Really nice. Obviously, down low, you're waiting a little bit for the boost to kick in, but having that all-wheel drive, having that 6-speed manual, there's less and less cars that have manual, and even less that are going to give you all-wheel drive in a performance setting like this. So it's a nice balance. Visibility is perfect in these vehicles. And another thing that I forgot to mention is safety. Extremely safe. 5-star plus safety rating. Really just allows you to rest assured that everything is going to be okay. They hold their value well. You get good feedback through the steering, and I'm telling you, the symmetrical all-wheel drive really keeps you planted no matter what happens to the surface that you're riding on. But the clutch action, I would say, is around a moderate. It's more towards the lighter, but still a moderate side. Good pickup point. And if you're new to driving manual, this would be a perfect car to perfect the skills or even start to learn on, which is another nice thing. Very, very forgiving, which is good. But really, everything in here, being a 2019 with such low miles, obviously the wear is non-existent. And if you really want to get a pre-owned WRX, this really is probably the best way to go, especially if you want one that's going to be on the more rare side compared to the rest of the bunch. I think one of the nice things that I'm noticing right away about this particular one, no creaks, rattles, or anything like that. Very, very tight. And that's another thing, is that you want one that really hasn't been used and abused if you could avoid it, obviously. And it's okay. Like I said, pay a little bit more, because the cheap will always come out expensive if you try to nickel and dime everything. I mean, it's smart to save money, but then again, if you save money from buying a car with more miles or that has a ton of mods, you might be spending more to fix all the problems. So just something to think about. A second gear, on throttle, here we go. Obviously, with it being stock, it's going to be a little bit on the quieter side, but if you put a catback exhaust, my advice is put a short throw shifter. It'll actually just increase that driving enjoyment, especially with the short throw shifter. This one does not have it, and I'm wishing it had some type of short throw shift kit on it, because the throws, they're not like long, but I would like a little bit more positive engagement from each gear. But let's see how she handles. Down to second gear, on throttle, on the brakes, feeling good. Here we go. Round and around and around we go. Really nice. Just puts a smile on your face. The all-wheel drive gets the traction down to the ground, and we are off and running. Super smooth, Great feedback coming to the steering wheel. That's another great piece of the puzzle, is that when you're looking for a car that's engaging to drive, you want to have nice feedback coming through the wheel, because that just makes everything so much better. All right, guys, here we go. Once again, left-hand bend, super smooth. Brakes feel great. Remember, with the performance brakes, you're getting that better brake pad to give you extra stopping capability, but on throttle, nice and smooth. Here we go. Seats, like I was telling you, they're not going to squeeze play you like some other seats, even though these are Recaros. So that's another nice thing, is that if you want a little bit nicer seat, but you don't want something to squish you, these do play very well. But if you're really gonna do autocross events, and if you're really gonna do track day events, it doesn't do the best of jobs. But let's see how, once again, left-hand turn. Here we go. Yeah, see, this is where it gets fun. All-wheel drive. Here we go. Nice. Third gear is so nice to hit from second to third. Really, really nice. And what I also am noticing is that as you get closer to red line, it's not really falling off much, which is great. You know, some cars, they give up steam like 500 RPM before you get to red line. I'm not really feeling that as bad in this WRX. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what a pre-owned 2019 Series Grey WRX is all about. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Walker Ford. Definitely gotta thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Mark, Austin, the whole crew here, getting us this freshly traded in 2019 WRX. If you're looking for a WRX, this is the one you wanna get. Unique color, special, rare, one owner, low mileage. That checks off all the boxes, but good search, good hunting on your WRX. If you want to keep seeing more of these little discussions where I talk about new, used, and everything in between when it comes to buying a car, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. Got to get out to Crown Vic, working that camera out here in the heat, doing his thing. Thank you, Victor, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.